Hey guys, it's 15th of April today, so sort of middle of April. I thought I'd do an allotment tour. It is quite windy, so hopefully you can hear this okay. I've tried to shield the microphone a little bit. But yeah, it's been quite busy today actually. So the main thing I've done today really is, I don't know if I said in my last videos, I probably mentioned it, just that the grass was getting really unmanageable because I was doing it with those shears over there. This was the grass and clover like lawn. There is clover in here somewhere, but basically the grass just completely took over, and it's been like growing mentally like the last couple of weeks. That I've been cutting it down every time I come, and then a week later it's back at like knee height. So what I did is I invested in a strimmer. I was a bit reluctant to because I'm trying to save money at the minute, but so I got a strimmer, and then today I've just been going around strimming it. It isn't a long-term solution. I'm going to have to probably dig all of this over and just replant with clover, which is going to be quite a job. But anyway, let's look around the rest of the allotment. So I planted up this little raised bed, I think last week, which is just got some herbs in it. So this is sage, Salvia officinalis, it's just common sage. I've got sweet fennel here, and then I've got thyme. I can't remember which one it was. It was a certain species. Oh, it's a hybrid. Thymosin citriodorus. Okay, whatever that means. But yeah, I really love thyme, especially like prostrate thyme that kind of spills over and grows as a kind of carpet. So hopefully that's what will happen here. So yeah, I got this little herb bed going, which is right next to the entrance, which is just nice because you can just come and pick a few herbs as you come in. I think I did a video on the little strawberry bed, so it's it's getting going. These are, what are they called? I think is the variety, and then I've just wood chipped all around them. I think it's never bearing variety, so it should produce strawberries over the season continually, as opposed to giving you like loads in one go. Got some daffodils coming up, which is really lovely. I was kind of hoping the apples would be in blossom actually, but it's evidently still too early for that. But lots of other things are in blossom. So this is a little pear. I think this is Diane du Comis. No, it's not. It's Pear Hardy, I think. But yeah, I mean, look at the lovely flowers. Really lovely. I didn't get any edible pears from this tree last year. It set quite a few pears, but I think because of the drought and everything, they were really disgusting. And this was meant to be like one of the best tasting pear varieties, so I don't think I grew them quite right. And it was also its first year of fruiting, so yeah, hopefully we get a couple of little pears. I'm not expecting much, but just a few. That would be really nice. Then the gooseberries, these were already here. I just moved them around a bit. They're doing nicely. They're looking like they're going to set fruit. They've got little flower buds on, which is really nice. Lovely gooseberries. They're quite underrated, to be honest. They are actually really tasty when they get properly ripe. And then the figs are doing nothing. So this is Ronde de Bordeaux, and that's the same, but it's bigger. This is the fig that I'm pinning a lot of my hopes on in terms of like fruiting well in this kind of climate outside. It's Peretta, which is supposedly a synonym for longdew, but we're not too sure. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. The comfrey is doing really well, so I planted like a few clumps of it from the old plot, and yeah, I've just seen a bee come, and the flowers are starting to open, and I'm hoping that this spreads quite a lot along this back border, and then I can just use it as either a chop and drop, like mulch, or I can make some comfrey tea as a sort of fertilizer. yeah, sometimes I sort of think, well, planting comfrey as a fertilizer, to use as a fertilizer, is a little bit pointless, because you're basically just taking nutrients out of the soil where the comfrey is and then giving them to another plant. You could just plant that plant in the soil where the comfrey is, if that makes sense. But comfrey is, I think probably is beneficial for a few reasons. It grows well in shade, so places where other plants aren't really going to grow well. It also, like you can see, has loads of flowers, which is great for wildlife. But it also has a really long taproot, which does supposedly access nutrients deeper down in the soil and brings them back up. But yeah, it's good for places where, where you haven't got anything growing, and it's quite hard to get things growing, like along the edges and where the grass is all taking over anyway. You might as well plant something that you can use as a fertilizer. So there are my thoughts on comfrey. A little bit of sort of philosophy there. Because I think sometimes people don't really think it through. Like if you made a raised bed and planted comfrey in it, you could just plant straight into the raised bed instead, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'll stop the rant about that. This is the pear that was already here on the plot, and it is completely covered in flowers, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of flowers all over this. I've given it a really good prune in the winter. It's a little bit lopsided still, but I did the best with how it was. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. This produced a lot of pears, but because of the drought, again, they didn't really ripen properly. Some of them did, some of them didn't. So I'm hoping this year it'll be a lot better. This was an apple tree that was already here. Blossom's not out, but it's coming. This had one apple on it last year, and it was in such a bad state. So I've really given it a good prune to thin it out a bit, and then we'll see if we can get a good crop of apples. I'm not sure what variety it is, but then this is meant to be where all the raspberries are, but they've kind of creeped all out over here. I might let them fruit there, to be honest. I don't want them coming any further, but just along that edge is okay. One thing I'm not happy about is my peas. So I was naive enough to think that there's a little bee there, that I could plant the peas out and they'd be fine, but they've been completely demolished. I mean, not completely, they're like, you can see here, but these were the second sowing, if you watched the last video, of peas, because the ones that I planted direct just didn't germinate or grow very well. So yeah, the peas are not looking very, very happy at all. I think it's probably pigeons. It's probably pigeons that have done it. I like pigeons though. Everyone hates pigeons, but maybe now I'm starting to like them a little bit less. But so anyway, I need to protect the peas, which is, yeah, it's a new thing to me. I didn't realise that peas were so difficult to grow. But yeah, the thing that I've planted out today, and which I'm hoping that I don't regret doing, is the squash. Now these have been taking up quite a bit of space in the greenhouse, and they were looking really healthy and strong. Really happy with them actually. It's the variety Uchiki Curry, like a Japanese orange squash, not the orange squash drink, obviously. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the plants. I dug over all of this area quite a lot, and the reason being is because obviously, firstly to clear weeds, but actually mainly to give a bit of clear ground so that snails are less likely to find any hiding places to, come and eat them. I'm hoping that they're okay, and that they take off quite well, in which case they'll cover the ground themselves. But I remember last year I did struggle with squashes, a lot of things actually, with slugs and snails. So I'm gonna come down and check on these and maybe try and protect them somehow. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the plants, especially this time of year. Some people have said that they haven't actually got the seeds in yet, so yeah, quite happy with that. And then the last thing I planted today, take you over here, I just stopped by the onions. Onions are looking well, quite nice. yeah, they're starting to really shoot up. So hopefully get some nice onions. I will quickly show you the lettuce as well, actually. Not trying to show off. Lettuce, it looks quite ornamental. I'm really happy with these. These were autumn planted, but they didn't really do anything for a very long time. They've only just started picking up. So yeah, loads of different varieties. I can't remember which ones are which, but there's Winter Density. Yeah, that's all I remember. Oh, Lola Rossa is this lovely purple one, which the camera never really picks up the true sort of the deepness of this purple. But yeah, they're going quite well. So I might pick a few leaves today, have them with lunch, and yeah, a little parsley that I planted in there, just smashing it, growing away. Chives, these were from the, they were on this plot already, but they weren't really in a good place anyway. I sort of, yeah, replanted them here, and if you can see through there, they've got little flower heads on. So yeah, really lovely. I love chives. Such a cool plant. Right, I'll take you to the thing that I did plant. It's not looking too happy, but it's okay, it will recover. And this is a catmint, or Nepeta. Can't remember which species. Nepeta, I can't remember. There's like Nepeta catarensis or something like that, and then there's another one which I think this one is. Anyway, the variety was something like like low purple or something like that. It's actually one of my favourite plants of all time. It's in the mint family. My cats do eat it and they go a bit loopy for it. It actually is, it's whatever the chemical is that triggers cats to go a bit crazy. It does have it in. But I've already got one at home planted. This was in the greenhouse, but I wanted to make more space because I'm running out of space. And I just thought, yeah, plant it here because it's got a lot more space to grow. It's absolutely brilliant for the bees, like loads and loads of purple flowers. And it's just like really, obviously it's drooping now, but that's because I had to rip up the roots a little bit. It will come back, and it's such a lovely plant, one of my faves. So yeah, that's getting going hopefully. And yeah, that's sort of what I've done today. I don't want to make this too long, but there's so much. Oh, Asian pear. Asian pear is in full flower. Really happy with this. I'm so excited for this because they're such delicious fruits. They're sort of like small yellow golden round fruits. They look more like an apple, but they are more closely related to a pear, not the same species. But yeah, absolutely packed with flowers. So I'm hoping that we'll get a lot of fruit off of that. Yeah, and a lot of this, like, there's so much work I need to do here because you can see it's just all grass, and I say weeds, but actually a lot of them are really nice. I think this is red dead nettle, which is a really lovely plant. I'm letting it grow in certain places. I was meant to try and look up some more of these plants, like some more of the weeds, see what they are. Don't know if this is beaked hawksbeard or ploughman's spikenard. They have flowers that look sort of like that. There's some geraniums, wild geraniums in there, which you can't see. My potted pear, this is Doyenne ducomis. This was from the other plot, and yeah, I dug it up. I wasn't intending to keep it, but actually it's really lovely. So coming into flower, see how that does. And I think I can safely say that is it. That is what's going on. So I'll stop waffling. Lots of love, guys, lots of peace. And yeah, this is taking quite a lot of work to get this half plot sorted out. But now I've got the strimmer, it'll be a little bit easier. But anyway, happy gardening, guys, and I'll speak to you soon.